the final term that we have to define is causal invariance. So what is causal invariance?
Okay, that's a more complicated thing that requires a few pieces of sort of talking about physics.
Okay, let's go.
But I think the the first thing to say is you have these rules, you are following these rules. There's a question of, is there a unique way to follow the rules, or are there multiple possible paths of history effectively that you can take? And so one of the things that seems to be a fundamental feature of the way that things work in physics is that no, there isn't just one path. There are many possible paths of history that can be taken. Yeah. And that turns out to be sort of the key thing that gives one quantum mechanics. That's the key difference between sort of traditional classical physics, where, you know, throw a ball, follows a definite trajectory. According to quantum mechanics, there are many different paths. You only get to work out certain probabilities. So that in computational models, it's that the rules you apply do not have a unique outcome. There are many possible outcomes. So you have these many paths of history. Mm-hmm. So then the question is, if you follow these different paths of history, is there any sense in which those paths of history will agree? Will they just go off and do completely different things? Causal invariance is related to the property that paths of history merge as well as branching. So you can end up with something where there's a branch where two different things can happen, and there's a merge where two different things that have happened end up giving the same outcome. And so causal invariance has to do with the fact that the branching and merging are in some sense matched, so that in some sense what happens, there is a certain uniqueness to what happens, even though how you get there may be different, but where you get to will be in some sense the same. And that's important it's important for many reasons, both sort of technical reasons and it's important for things like the fact that it is plausible for us to believe that definite things happen in the world. Yeah. That we're not just saying, oh, the world consists of these many branches of history, but we say a definite thing happened. And that's because that it is not the case. When we experience the world, we are experiencing this sort of merging where we can say that sort of it ended up being a definite thing rather than just we have to follow all these separate paths of history.